Good morning, everyone.
Good
I think
morning.
there are still participants missing. About 10 of those who have registered hasn't arrived yet. So let's wait a couple of minutes if they can join us as well.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I think we could start. We can still wait for others to participate along the way, but since I haven't seen any new participants joining us yet, so I think we can start at this point. Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm sorry about the really bright background here. I'm just in front of my window. Yes, me, myself, and Masood are going to be organizing this online training, series of online trainings. And this first one is really a introduction for the online training sessions. There are going to be a little bit of content about the upcoming sessions. But before we start, I think it is now a really good moment for me to introduce myself. I have met already many of you, and but still some of you don't maybe know me and really know what is my position here in Resilience Academy currently. I'm currently working with Resilience Academy. Hi. As a digital assets manager. I started in March, a couple of months ago. I am working part-time and I'm still finishing my master's studies in University of Turku. My position is, when was it? Probably in the beginning of next year, I'm going to be working in Resilience Academy. And until then, all my work should be finished and just everything should be in fluent way working in automated way in climate risk database and in Resilience Academy overall. And what I've been doing is creating some data quality standards right now, which have been missing previously. It is just to ensure that all the data sets that we have in CRD are in same quality, and we can really ensure that they are in high quality and they can be used in research and education and in urban planning. And that is something that I have been doing. Also, I have been going through the data sets in climate risk database and working as the link between data producers and the climate risk database itself. Yeah, I think that is maybe what you need to know about my position right now. And I'm sorry that we couldn't have this training live. It was the initial purpose to really meet you face to face and be able to chat live. But since the world is like this right now, we have to use the remote solutions. Yes, for me, not just talking about myself, I would really love to hear about you as well. I have to ask, do you see my PowerPoint presentation currently?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. So,
I don't know about others, maybe.
I would love to hear about you guys. Um, we could go a small round. You could introduce yourselves and tell your position and organization, and so that I also can know who you are. And if you have the webcam, I would love to see your faces. So if you just are able, turn it on and say a quick hello. We are now 14 participants, and I can go through all the list here, the participant list, and give turns to everyone to say hello. The first one on the list, I see Sinikale. Would you like to say hello to everyone?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Msirikare Msilanga. I am manager of the Resilience Academy project. I'm just happy that we're starting to, to try out about this online series of training. And I'm happy that you guys have joined. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Msilikale. Please, you can correct my pronunciation. But next would be Abubakar. Could you say a hello for us?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Abubakar from the State University of Zanzibar. I'm co-coordinator in GICT projects. I'm also head of computer science department. Thank you.
Good, thanks. Next would be Charles.
Hello, everyone. I'm Charles Kundu from Tanzania Data Lab. I work as a data science advisor for DLab.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks. And next one on the list, Ernest. Would you like to say hello to us?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Ernest Chi from Sokoine University of Agriculture. I am the Resilience Academy Coordinator at Sokoine University of Agriculture. I'm currently working in the College of Forestry, Wildlife and Tourism. Thank you.
Thank you, very interesting. Devata, you would be next. Hi. Do you have your microphone on? Devata, are you there with us? Okay, we can come back later if you have some technical issues. You can unmute yourself from the bottom of the screen, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back later. Sorry. Next one would be Karia. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Khairia, yes.
Khairia, okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Khairia. I'm working in the Department of Computer Science in the State University of Zanzibar. And I'm a member of GICT. Thank you.
Thank you. Masood, would you like to say something? You can, you have something to say later as well, but you can just say good morning to everyone.
Yeah, hi. I am Masood from Zanzibar. From the State University of Zanzibar, working together with his team, Venla and Msili and Nina, especially on geonode issues. I think that is enough. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Omari, I see you have arrived as well. Would you like to say something?
Okay.
Introduce yourself and how are you?
How are you, everybody?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Omari Tunga. Hello. My name is Omari Tunga from Queen. I'm working as a data analyst. I'm happy to be here now.
Good to hear that. Thank you for your greetings.
Okay. Thank you.
Next would be Raya, or Raya. Just correct my pronunciation.
Yeah, it's Raya. Okay, my name is Raya Ahmada. I'm working at the Department of Computer Science and IT at SUSA, and I'm currently the Resilience Academy internship coordinator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad.
Next would be Sami. Could you say hello to us?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sami Madundo.
Hi.
I'm a student at Sokoine University of Agriculture, taking my undergraduates in forestry.
Really nice to hear a student have joined us as well. Very much welcome.
Thank you.
Then, Theofrida, could you say something? Sorry.
Hi, everybody. My name is Theofrida Maginga, coming from Sokoine University, and I'm a member of Resilience Academy. Thank you.
Thank you. Zakaria, could you say hello to us? Zakaria Kamis, do you hear me? You are still muted.
Well, now I can hear because I was waiting because there are two Zacharias in here, so I didn't know if I am the one. Yeah. Yes, well, hi everybody. For those who are in Finland, they are Huomenta. My name is Zakaria Ali Khamis. I am working at the State University of Zanzibar, and I'm a member of this Resilience Academy program as well. Thank you.
Really nice to meet you as well. The other Zakaria, would you like to say hello to us? I actually don't see a microphone. Yes, it's going to ask you whether to join with your computer audio, I believe. Just click yes if you have that notification. Okay. But just notify us if you have the microphone on. I think there is something in chat also. And yeah, just say hello. Okay. There was someone here that hasn't said hello yet. I'm sure. Sorry if I jumped over someone. Juma Lungan, you have joined us as well, I see, and you haven't said hello yet.
Yes, I'm online. Yes, I'm connected.
Yes, great.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
My name is Lungo.
Morning.
I'm doing well.
Good to hear.
Well, let me see if you can see my...
Yes, we can see you.
Yes, I'm connecting from the bush, but everything is fine with me.
Awesome. Good that you have...
I'm from University of Dar es Salaam.
Really great that you have joined us, although you are in the bushes right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I don't have a nice background, so I will switch off my video.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. Are there someone else who haven't said yes, hello yet? Devata, have you?
Hello.
Hi, good.
Okay, my name is Devota. I work for the World Bank as a consultant.
Okay,
in
thank
Tanzania.
you. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm good.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have some new participants who haven't said hello yet? Please just unmute yourself and say hi.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Bella. I'm working with the Department of Computer Science, University of Dar es Salaam.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Welcome to join us as well.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have now introduced ourselves. It was really nice to see you all as well, to connect the face with the voice. And yeah, we could now move on. In this introduction, I will tell you what this whole online training is about and what are the topics we are going to cover, give a little glimpse on those topics, not too much, since if we went too deeply into all the topics, it would take about 5 hours to complete this session. So we have divided all the topics into different sessions, but I will give you more details about that a bit later. Next, I would love to give turn to Masood. I know many of you know climate risk database really well, but if there are someone who haven't engaged with it yet so much, Masood is going to give a little summary of the climate risk database. And for those of you who know about climate risk database, he's going to give a glimpse to the latest developments and latest news when it comes to climate risk database. Okay, so you're welcome, Masood.
Okay, thank you, Vinla. As you say that I'm Masood from the Resilience Academy right now, not Sood again. We have this repository for the data, which are developed right now, and we have a lot of data inside of it, together with 4 universities from Tanzania and 1 university from Finland, purposely for research from both professors and students, education. I mean, we are supplying a lot of education instead of it, and the issue of the disaster risk management practice, which is the one among the things that we are going to develop soon. We say that research because we have many different type of data with different type of resolution inside of our climate risk database right now. And some of the people that have already started to use it from different countries, not only for Tanzanians university, and I mean for one Tanzanian country or Finland alone. It started from America, Russia. Sometimes you can ask yourself, Nigeria and other countries which is far from us, but they are using this platform for seeing some of the data and accessing it. So it's something like it meets some requirement of the World Bank to be a platform for data worldwide. Education is one among the components where Resilience Academy is doing that, and I can tell you that we are happy to announce that we have successfully finished 1 online course from Resilience Academy. We call Module 1 course. More than 30 students from SUSA, they took this course under this period of the COVID-19 break, and they finished this course. So I thank a lot, Resilience Academy team, Nina, Msirikale, hardworking Venla, and our team manager on this, Dr. Juma Lungo. That's the ones who make sure that we are working together. So that 30 students, they have already finished it under the Module 1 course, and soon we will start Module 2 through the online course, DigiCampus directly. So we encourage other students, other peoples to be involved there and see what you are doing there instead of it. And risk management practice is another thing that you are doing right now under development. Apart from that, under the CRD, this is the one platform, but our development side right now, we are working to make sure that at least the concept of the sharing of the data is giving out through this platform. So soon we'll enable another platform which can use a different site from this site, but they can access the data from the Resilience Academy. Our Resilience Academy manager, Msirikale, is working on that to design the principles, and our team of developers, Teofrida, Gideon Marandu, I don't know where is he right now, Dr. Lungo, and Oli from Finland, together with me, we are working on it. So we are happy that that's another thing that we are doing that. Actually, the main concept inside of that is like a university like SUSA or ARU or UDZ, they will have access to the data inside of this. But not only the data that is coming from the ARU will be accessed and will be shared inside of the ARU. And the ARU, if they say that, okay, we want this data to be public, then ARU, they can put that to be public and then everyone can be accessed it. Otherwise, if they say that, okay, this data is only for the ARU, then ARU members from that, they can use that data only. That's another idea that we have inside of this one. This is like one platform, sharing of the resources, the concept of cloud computing inside of it, then everyone can access the data through his or her privilege. From that point, that is the development that we had before, and now we are working on it to make sure that the data is accessible through that mechanism. Apart from that, we have the training materials. Anyone who need materials from, I don't want to say CRD, but I can say from the geospatial management system, then you can find out the training material inside this platform. So you can come to the journal.resilienceacademy.ac.tz. Under the resources, you can get the training materials, you can get the document, which can be accessed through the open source tools like QGIS, MapStore, and other tools that we are using right now here. So you can find the material from there. So those who are professors who are teaching this kind of course, they can use the platform as either references. Material are used, prepared by the Resilience Academy team who has experience of working with these issues. So it's not like someone we are downloading and putting inside. No, it's someone like giving out, checking by the team, then, okay, we say that this is okay, then you can put that inside of the resources. Find out theirs, you can share with the student anytime, and you can use it everywhere. I think that is enough because of the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Masood. Yes, there are going to be some really exciting new developments. I am really pleased to hear that it is going forward. The establishing the new geonodes, which are more focused on different topics than the climate risk database, but still is entangled with the themes and developers. Really, thank you very much, Masood. This was really comprehensive summary of the latest developments. And I'm sure you will be hearing more about this as well when the development is getting further. Yeah, okay, let's go to the concept of the online training. I will ask comments, or if you have questions, then you can just give them. You can just unmute yourself and say, I have a question, or you can also raise your hand. I think that is possible in the participation list. Yeah, thank you, Masood. So why you're here right now, it is because we are conducting this online training. Online training is a series of training sessions, and it is aimed for the whole CRD community, which includes the CRD development team and data related personnel, as well as all the experts from our partner universities. And I'm pleased to see that there are a lot of you here right now. I can see that they have new members have joined us as well. if you had some technical issues, I'm sorry for that, but I'm pleased to see that there are now more participants. I could briefly show my face for you new ones as well. Hi. So my name is Venla. I am working under University of Turku, and me and myself and Masood are organizing this online training. And yeah, the objectives is to share information of different topics, mainly those that have been emerged lately. We needed a channel to really communicate to all the community with you guys, and just share the latest developments and some of the new knowledge we have gathered. And this kind of online training is really neat way to really share the information, since now we can see each other live. And the other reason is to identify and train data managers of CRD. CRD is still missing this community of data managers who will be the key link in really identifying and approving the data sets that are uploaded to climate risk database. We need to ensure that all the data that is uploaded in there is of good quality and it has all the information we need, and the data managers community will be the ones who really approves the data and checks that everything is okay with the data sets. I will give a more detailed descriptions about this later on as well. And you can see the timetable on the right. We have now planned that these trainings could be about once or twice a month. This is the timetable we have developed it right now. The first session is today and the next two are in June. You can also comment on the time if this is good, that they are on the morning, or should they be afternoon after the whole working day or something else. And there are topics listed there as well. The next one is really important. I would love to see most of you joining us the next session as well. That's when we are going to address the latest developments, which is the data quality standards that we have been developing. And that is something that I would really love to see, that everyone receives the knowledge and information that we have now gathered, so that you could be aware of the standards we have developed as well. And the third one is more of aimed for the potential data managers. If there are someone of who would be interested in this position and would like to hear more, the third one is really good training sessions for the possible data managers. But I would love to see others joining as well. And of course, you can just pick the topic you're interested in and join that meeting if you would like to. And yeah, it's up to you, basically. And addition to this kind of more general and aimed to data managers timetable, we are also organizing online training for IT development team and possible new members as well. The date 7th of July, that would be a date for online training for the developers community. That would be conducted by Masood, since I am not that familiar with the IT development side of the platform. But everything, all the information you will need is going to be shared with you through email as well. So you don't have to just remember everything about this. So we will inform you through email. We have received all of your email addresses since you have registered to this online training, and we will use those to inform you more with the training sessions. And we have planned that these would be about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Not too long. It can be also a little bit longer, but some of the topics might be a little bit shorter, just to announcements or sharing the latest news. Those would be the shorter sessions. But these will be also given you in the emails, this information. And we have planned the online trainings for a couple of months ahead of us right now. So this timetable shows training sessions until the mid of August. There can be some modifications for this timetable, just depending on the workload of you or of us. If there is going to be a really busy season, then of course we can a little bit adjust the timetable. But so that I would hope that most of you could join us. That would be really nice. Before we go further, I would love to ask you if you have some comments or questions, or could Masood, would you like to say something about the online training for IT developers?
Yeah, maybe I can say something that actually, apart from material we prepared for the education, we have material also for the developments. But I understand that sometimes it's challenging for the developers to get the document and see how they can make it. So we are going to prepare this training for those who are interested to see what is doing inside of the GeoNode, how you can develop a platform like that, how you can develop a platform that communicate with GeoNode. That is possible. How you can make it to be integrated with other GeoNodes, with other applications that we have around you. Then you can present that at least 1 hour to see how we are doing something like that. So anyone who has interest on that, if you're a developer, if you want to see what developer they are doing, then come and join with us under the trainings. I know some of you, maybe they are not going to do anything about the development, but they want to see the secret behind the development. So we prepare that training for all of you and see what's going on there. Thank you.
Thank you, Masood. Yes, this is really important, I think, as well, that even though some topic or the IT development training is not just directly for you, then you can, of course, still join and just to see what is going on. That is really good. Okay, do you have some other comments or questions? Okay, if not, we could move on a bit. Here are some glimpses to the topics we are going to address in the next training sessions. The role of data managers is still under development. The whole concept of data managers is, we are still thinking about that, but the main frame is already done. And here is a glimpse of one of the roles that the data manager has, is the quality controlling of the datasets that we receive to climate risk database. So that in order we can be sure that the datasets are reliable and well produced, we have to check them so that there aren't any too much information gaps and missing metadata or something else. And this is the key part where the data managers really come in. there will be some kind of quality controlling. This we have all the instructions to do this, and the result would be a quality report for every data set that is published also in climate risk database. And the quality report would be the key source of information for users to know what is the quality of the data set. And we really hope that, of course, this would be really good quality, and the data managers are in close contact with the data producers. If there are some problems, they can contact the data producers and ask for some corrections in the data or some more information. But now that we haven't had this data manager role in climate risk database, we haven't really controlled the data quality, and there have been some missing information, for example, and later on it is a bit laborious to collect the missing information, and we would love to see that the data manager community is the really missing link in ensuring the good quality of information of the data sets. But more of this will come in the later sessions. There is going to be a whole training sessions for the role of data managers, where we are going to go more deeper in the role and the practices that are going to be the data managers' tasks. And the other glimpse I have attached here is related to the data quality standards, which is going to be the next session we're going to have in the beginning of June next month. And this is really important. I would love to see all of you joining, and or most of you. And yeah, we have developed the data quality standards, and here you can see the categories or themes of the standards. I know many of these are used just well currently in the data production and data management processes, but we would like to have all the data sets that are published in climate risk database to really have all these features. And we can say that, yes, all our data sets are of good quality, and they are all the same quality, that there are no such too much difference between data sets in the amount of quality of them. There is, for example, the metadata category, which is basically we would like to see that all data sets have sufficient metadata attached to them. And I know this is also something that has been really well documented earlier as well, but there has been also some information gaps in the metadata when it comes to some of the data sets that are published in climate risk database. And with these standards, we just want to guide the data providers to address all of these topics. And the data managers, on the other hand, would be the ones that checks that all the data sets really do address all of the quality standards. Yeah, there will be a completely new section on our webpage where we are going to give more of a detail what these standards are, and how one can achieve those in their own work. And that is under development currently, and I would it's a bit bold to guess, but I would love to see that in the next training session we would be able to really show you the concrete visualization and concrete new stuff on our webpage where we really provide information about these. Yeah, before I go further, do you have any questions or comments in this point? Okay. Then a little bit further in the role of data managers. As I said, this is the this role has been addressed in our planning activities, but the concrete way haven't been established yet. So we don't have any data managers in CRD yet. And that is the task we are going to tackle, and would love to see an active and skilled community of data managers. Data managers can't be anyone. They really have to have the basic knowledge of GIS, which I believe that many of you joining us today really do have. And they would be the experts in data quality assessment and these kind of stuff. On the right, you can see this image where I don't think the texts are really that visible, but you can see that there is the data managers box is highlighted, and they will be the ones that approves all the data that is uploaded to CRD by data providers, aka contributors. And they also are in close, I mean, they are entangled with the datasets itself. They are going to create data stories and really disseminate the data that we have in climate risk database so that we can really reach the possible users. I know that there are many users that know CRD and the datasets in it, but we would love to be more of like in closer contact with the possible users of the datasets, because that is why we have the climate risk database. That is why we share the contributors' datasets in there, just to reach the possible users of the data. Because the datasets we have, they are really, really useful, and yeah, we really like to see that they are actually used by either research or urban planning or education and so on. When we have a good set of data stories or dissemination that we can share in our, for example, social media channels or in the climate risk database itself, it is more easier to reach the possible users. That is also the role of data managers. Yeah, but just to summarize, the data managers are the important link between the data producer and the climate risk database itself, or the other geonodes that we are going to establish. And they really ensure the high quality of the geospatial data that is shared. And of course, data managers are also in close contact with the other community of climate risk database, the platform developers, the data contributors, and the data users. So yeah, that is the very important link that we are currently missing, and we are just keen on having it be able to move this thing forward as well, and really engaging with the data managers to be. But yeah, there will be a complete training for data managers. So if there are any of you who would be probably qualified and interested in this position, you don't have to make any decisions yet. We are going to give a whole lot of training, and after that we can identify the possible data managers of climate risk database. Do you have any comments or questions in this point? Okay, if not, we can go forward. If you have any questions, you can just unmute yourself and yeah, just unmute yourself and have a question if you have some.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I think mine is just a comment that having a data manager is very important. So I think this is a role that we need to participate all in terms of selecting those data managers and encourage people to use the data that we have in the CRD database.
Yes, thank you very much.
So this, yeah, writing of data stories and use cases is a role that we should all play to make the database more useful and visible.
Yes, correct. And the data managers are working closely with the other community as well, CRD community, so that they are really, of course, supported by the other community members as well. And yeah, that's really important. And if you are interested or you know someone who would be like to be interested of this role, then please share the emails that we are going to send to you. You can share the emails forward as well if you still know someone who would be interested in this. But I think that we may have some interested participants here as well. Yeah, just stay tuned. There's going to be a whole training of CRD data managers. This is really important role. Okay, let's go further. I have a couple of times now mentioned the high quality of data, and it is actually a sum of multiple features that have to be addressed mostly in the acquisition process of the data. So the data providers will be the ones who will apply actions in their work that are going to lead to the high quality data set. And as said, data managers of CRD are going to be the ones who will check that all the data sets really reaches this quality that we expect them to have. And the protocols and standards are going to be addressed in the next training session, but I can just briefly try to summarize what is this all about. So we have developed a set of protocols, quite detailed tasks for data providers, what they have to do in order to reach this high quality data. Many of these things are already automatically applied when creating data, but it is important to have this in written as well, so that all the data providers can follow the same instructions and really come up with data that has the same quality as all the other data sets as well. Here are some examples of what they could be. Metadata, for example, all the data providers must provide sufficient metadata, which are, for example, the description of the dataset is about, and a little bit information of the acquisition process, how the data was produced, and what has been the analysis done for the data, what is the quality of the data described by the data providers themselves, what is the file format, and so on. These are really simple tasks, some of these, for example, the file format, we have already all the data sets in file formats that are machine readable, for example, shape files. And but this is just, when we have this written, we can ensure that all the data sets really meet these criteria. And yeah, then the data manager for CRD are the ones that who checks all these tasks that they have been done in the data provider side. And after they have, the data managers have approved the data, that they are saying that yes, this data set meets all the quality criteria that we have, then it can be published. Before that, the data set isn't visible for users just after when the quality of them is addressed and approved by the data managers. And then it will be published in the climate risk database or the other geonodes we are going to have, and then it can be used by the users. And this is the working way of working. We really ensure the users that they know that they are using good quality data. And yeah, this is really important, since if the data is being used by, for example, the urban planners, local urban planners, if the data set is sparse or there are some gaps of information, the users can't really paint a picture of the data set is really about. Can they even rely on the results they receive when they have used the data or analyzed the data a bit further? So yeah, if the data set is of high quality, we can really ensure that all the planners and researchers and education personnel can really rely on the data and use it without any hesitations. Yeah, more of these data quality issues on the next training session as well. Do you have any questions in this point? I know this is partly new, but partly very familiar stuff. Do you have any comments or questions? Okay, thank you. In the end, before the final questions and comments, I will tell you what comes next in terms of this online training. Now that we have collected all your email addresses, we are going to send you emails which has the upcoming topics and the timetable, so you can choose which ones you will participate. Remember that you can participate in all of the training sessions, even though the topic is not directly for you. For example, I did the development training. Everyone is really welcome to join, even though you won't be the active members of the development training. But yeah, just remember that you are very welcome to all of the training sessions. All of the training is going to be organized in Zoom. We will send the links for you. There won't be registration in the next training sessions, so you can just join with the link. And the next online training is about data quality standards. We're going to address the things that I just introduced a bit more thoroughly. We are going to go through all the data quality standards we have. There are 8 themes, and there are some couple of standards below every theme. We're going to go through all of those and go through all the protocols and tasks the data providers must address in their work. I know many of you won't be the data providers themselves, but it is really important that you also know what we expect from the data producers. And we are going to organize probably another training of producing and sharing the data for the data producer, but that is still under development and not in the timetable yet. But yeah, this is more of a for the CRD community training session. This is not aimed for directly for the data producers, but if you are someone who is in their own research or education or other projects are creating data sets, then of course this is really useful for you as well, this next training session. And it is going to be held in the beginning of the next month. Yeah, now I would love to ask if there is any questions from you. I would love to hear them. Comments or questions, you can just, I see that we have almost 11 o'clock and we did, we did say that this would be a 1 hour call. So I would love to hear if there are some questions from you now. You can also send email for us. I can show the email addresses. Yes, for me or to Masood or Silikale, if you have any questions and so on. Yeah, I would love to hear your comments about the whole training.
Yeah, well, the training is good. Maybe my small comment is that this Zoom thing is a new thing. So maybe at the beginning of the training, you can introduce ABCs on how to use a Zoom. For example, how to raise your hands, how to mute, something like that. As today we have missed the Ngereja.
Yeah,
Okay.
good idea. Yeah, so I didn't realize that the Zoom might be a new thing, so we didn't go through the techniques in the beginning of this session. But yes, that is something that we can do in the beginning of every session, or the first ones at least. Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Finally got this now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, may I introduce myself? I'm Zakaria Ngeraja from CRD University. I missed the first few minutes of introduction, but finally I got the sound in the, I was following.
Good. You didn't, you didn't introduce yourself. Would you like to say how are you? Is everything okay?
I'm fine. Everything is okay here.
Good.
And we are doing well.
Good to hear. Yeah, as you probably all know, there is a lot of other activities around CRD and Resilience Academy and the Tanzania Urban Program as well. We are trying to squeeze in all the online training stuff as well. I know you are really busy, but really excited to see that all of you were able to participate in this online training. Thank you. Okay, some other questions or comments still? Okay. Yes, we'll share the slides as well, and we'll see if we can do a YouTube presentation or YouTube video of this training as well. This was an introductory training, and I think the more of interesting content will be in the next training sessions, which will be also recorded. And thank you on my behalf as well. I'm really excited to see you all in the next training sessions as well, where we are going to go more in depth with the thematic topics, since we don't have the time to go through everything at once. And we are dividing, as Misidikale said, to these topics to cover in once or twice a month in 1 hour sessions. Yeah. Yeah, please don't hesitate commenting or asking anything, but you should expect emails before the next training session we are going to send you, and I think we can wrap this up, and I would once more thank you all for participating and hope to see you in the next training sessions. Okay. Yeah, have a really nice day. It's still ahead of us all.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye.